Hey guys, Ryan here, and today I'm going to bring you a replay in the Charioteer on Pilsen Standard Battle. And really this video, I just want to talk a bit about Pilsen, because I watch streams, I watch videos, I see on Twitter, a lot of people seem to dislike this map. I quite like it, in fact I very much like it. And not just in heavy tanks, I like this map in light tanks, medium tanks, tank destroyers. As you can see here, I'm going to be in Charioteer, which is a lightly armoured TD, and I'm still going to make this map work, just because I think it works for everything. Now in this game, I'm going to be doing with Gizmo, who's going to be in the P44 Pantera, the Italian auto-reloader. I believe we are top tier, and there's only one artillery. So being in a lightly armoured tank, particularly TD, I'm going to go to the field on the 9-0 line. Now, a bit more open, and also, you have to remember that on this tank, I have gun rammer, optics, and camo net, and that camo net's going to come in clutch, and you're going to see a good example of why I use camo net a bit later. So, APCR at the ready, you're going to see the faster vehicles like the light tanks and mediums show up on the field, so you could load HESH, but considering we're talking about light tanks and mediums, the APCR in particular could be useful because the extra shell velocity make it easier to hit the light tanks. And I always say, the quicker you can take care of enemy light tanks, the better for you and your team. So I fired one shot, missed, got spotted, stayed moving a little bit because of artillery, just to unspotted, and now I'm going to move forward to GAM. Slow down as I get over there, snap a shot in without being fully aimed in sniper view, and I do manage to get a hit. And that's just a little thing you see me do quite often. As I get towards a ridgeline or a corner, you'll see me start to slow down, just so my aiming circle gets a bit smaller. Because I'm not using vertical stabilizers or ventilation, my aim time can be a little bit long, but for the camo net, I think it's worth it. Between the other side of the hill, trying to find a target to shoot at. Do get a nice shot in. I do not get spotted whilst doing it. And now, look at the map. We've kind of won the field now, the 9-0 line. Our team have a hold of it, we've got multiple tanks here, we've pushed them out. But the enemies went down the 1-2-3 line where all the heavy tanks tend to brawl it out in the factories. So as such, I'm going to stay here and get ready to support the team. Now, friendly AT vehicle there in a bad spot, and he does not have fun. Now, look at the distance these enemies are at. They're going to be about 380 meters or less away from me when they poke up over that ridge. Aiming 385 meters into the Vindicator, I believe that is, and I don't get spotted. Again, 386 meters on a Tiger, I'm in the open, I don't get spotted. Unfortunately, they get behind a wall right before I fire. The ISM moves out. He's too fast, aim for the KV-3. 360 meters, I still don't get spotted shooting. Thankfully, he is a Russian heavy tank, so his view range is pretty shite. But the Tiger, and I'm assuming the Vindicator, if it's got a similar view range to the Charioteer, had decent view range. But that's a situation where I think if I didn't have the camo net, I may have been spotted shooting there. Now the light tank fully baits me there, and I use a very expensive HESH shell to just miss. I thought I was leading him, and he turned the other way. Now, my HESH shell hit his tracks, doesn't pan him, which is very sad. I'm going to try and aim the next shot a bit better, but now that I'm going to aim the shot in and hit good, he was on low enough hit points to where it wasn't worth firing a HESH shell in the first place. That was not some very efficient use of HESH. However, what I see over here is I have the back of an ISM Tier 8 Russian Heavy with HESH loaded, and this is just beautiful. One shot into the back of him, he's got people in front of him he's worried about. Another one into the back of him, these are some juicy shots. And now I'm going to look back to APCR, but getting the HESH into the back of a Russian Heavy, or just penning Russian Heavies with HESH is always fun. Snap a shot into the Vindicator. Back up, and I've still been untouched this game, on full hit points, not been shot once. And now we're basically at the cleanup stage. I was going to start pushing in, but I see an enemy across the way through the factory, and I'm going to wait and see if I can get a shot in. You're going to see, I just about can see him, so I'm going to have to relocate to get past this steel beam here. But Patriot, hold down, but I can't see the side of his turret. It's at an angle because he's not looking at me. So I do manage to get a nice shot into the side of his turret. Hesh is going in because I see there's a SU-130PM over there. And now we're at the point of the game. You see how many tanks we've got left, how many tanks the enemies have left. It's basically the end of the game. I can now use my hit points. This is what I saved them for. SU has a very big gun, but I'm going to let him trade with me to aim in and make sure I get this penning shot with the Hesh so I don't hit his tracks or anything. Trade a shot with him. Again, worthy trade. I have the hit points. The game's basically over. Now, I load a cheap Hesh shell here. Because again, felt a bit bad using a premium Hesh shell on a SU-130PM who I could pen with cheap Hesh. And now I've got APCR loaded. There's a T-28 round here. I'm going to shoot through in front of him. And I'm expecting him to turn around to fight us. Hence why I've kept the APCR loaded. But turns out he's going to have his ass to me when I come up here, which basically means, as this Vanguard's like ramming into me a little bit, as I fire a shot into him, I should have loaded Hesh at this point because I've got the back of him. It would be a bit extra damage, but I don't. Another APCR shell. And teammate finishes him off. So I should have loaded Hesh there, but what are you going to do? Saved me a few credits, I suppose, in the end. And overall on Pilsen, a map I very much enjoy in any kind of tank, really. A nice result for the Charioteer. 4,700 damage, I believe. First class, high caliber, MVP, and Gizmo got third, which is always nice to see. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll see you all in the next one.